Honestly, guys, I was literally going to start this video and be like, guys, it's the end of an era, Destiny not having a ginormous TBR. And that was like before I put together this TBR for this month. And then I proved myself wrong, like always. Okay guys, it's another new month. That means another new TBR, and this is August's TBR. Everyone is just all obsessing over August, and I'm an August baddie too, guys. I love August. I used to not love August because August meant going back to school, but now that I've been out of school for the second year now, I've almost freed myself from the PTSD that is August for me. So thanks to Blondie, everyone is obsessing over August, and I'm on that train too. So we have a pretty good TBR for August. So let's just get straight into it. If you guys didn't know, TBR stands for to be read. So these are my books to be read in August, hopefully, probably, maybe not. Honestly, I'm coming off of a pretty good reading month, so I have now proved myself that this is very much possible to do, but will it happen? Who knows? Honestly, take these TBR videos with a grain of salt, because I guess that's what I do. I thought that this month's actual TBR that I was going to put together wasn't going to be that long, not that many books, because recently I almost, like, when I do these TBR videos, what I'm wanting to read like at the first of that month, and I feel like I'm not very much of a mood reader, but I don't know why, like especially last month I was just like, I don't even want to stick to this TBR. I just want to read what I want to read, which is how you should read. But I still made a TBR for this month because when I do this, like for my job for YouTube, you have certain videos that you have planned out, so that goes on to what your TBR is going to be for that month. I want to make my reading the rest of the ACOTAR series because I don't want to do like what I did with the Addicted Calorie Sister series, where it's like a book for Akamoff, a book for Akawar, a book for A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames. Like, I don't want to do all that. Maybe we'll do like two separate ones. Like maybe we'll do Akamoff, Akawar, and then A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames will get its own reading vlog, like maybe, because these books are pretty thick and I have a lot of thoughts. I tend to spew out a lot of words, as you guys can tell. You guys watch these videos, so you guys know. We have A Court of Mist and Fury, then A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames, which, yes guys, the rumors are true. This is a little bit off sizing wise than the rest of the books, because this is, I got the UK edition because the paperback is out in the UK and it doesn't come out until next month for the US. I definitely like could have waited, but I also didn't want to, and it doesn't bother me that much, so I'm fine with it. And then talking about videos that I want to film, I have a specific video that I want to film this month that I've been thinking about for a while, but I just haven't been in the mood to like read these. But I feel like I want to do this month because I'm getting more into fantasy. First off, I want to finish the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I read Shadow and Bone like a few months ago, so I have to read Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising. I want to read these two because it hasn't been too long where I don't remember what happened in Shadow and Bone. I actually enjoyed Shadow and Bone, and I remember pretty much everything that happened in that book. So I was like, okay, great, you know what happened in that book, time to read the other two. So I am wanting to read the other two this month. That way I can read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I know that there is the Netflix show, and I know in the Netflix show it's basically like Six of Crows, but it also has some of Shadow and Bone in it. So I just wanted to be safe and read all of them, and I wanted to read them in this specific order because I'm very weird about that. If you guys look at me and you're like, I mean, you should read Shadow and Bone trilogy before, but you don't have to. Like, you can just read Six of Crows duology, but it would help more. Like, I'm going to read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Like, I just can't help it. No matter how much people rave about these two books, I have to read Shadow and Bone. So these have been sitting here since January, begging to be read, and I want to make sure that this is their month. And then I also have Unravel Me and Ignite Me. I also need the novella that goes in between these two, so I want to read that one as well. But these are the two that I plan on doing. Yes, guys, I am giving this series a second chance. You guys know I read Shatter Me and didn't love it. Like, I didn't understand the hype, but you guys literally begged me on every video that I talked about Shatter Me to please continue on with the series. I was like, you know what, it is pretty unfair to judge a book based off the first book. Like, if someone were to read the Addicted Cowboy Sister series, judge it off of Addicted to You, I would be like, I am going to die that you just refuse to continue on with the series because of that book, because it gets nothing but better as it goes on. I am going to continue on with the series. So these are the two that I plan on reading. If I love it, maybe I'll read the rest of it in the month, because I am a little bit unhinged. And then I also want to try the Selection. This is more of like a dystopian, but it does fall underneath the like fantasy umbrella. So this one is like The Bachelor. I've heard a lot of things about this book. People love this book. I remember being in like elementary school and being in middle school and people loving these books, and I just don't know why I never read them. I think it's because of the cover. I've told you guys multiple times I judge books by their covers. Like, that's just me. Also, Carval, whatever. I also want to read this one this month. You guys can probably tell why I have all of those books, but maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. Who knows? You won't know until that video comes out, so happy guessing. And then of course I have like the rest of the books that aren't necessarily for videos. These are just like, well, all of these books are for my enjoyment, but literally like I'm not filming a video for these books, so I'm just reading them. The Boys of Toman series. We have Binding 13, Keeping 13. These books have been on my radar for such a long time, guys, and then I finally bought them last month, and then I was like, I almost read them last month, but then I was like, no, these books are like 600 pages each, and the font is very, very small. I also hate these covers with a burning passion, but these books have been blowing up on Book Talk, and I just need them. Well, I have them. I need to read them. I can't go another month without having read them. And I said months ago that like I wanted to start trying to read nonfiction books, just more books that take a little bit more brain power for me, and then I stopped doing that because it took more brain power for me to read, and I didn't like that. So I'm forcing myself to do it again because it's good for my brain and good for my soul. So I want to read My Body. This may be the 4th or 5th month that I have this on my TBR, but I had every freaking thought to read this book last month, and then like I said, I pre-ordered the new cover for this book, and then it didn't come in at all last month. So crossing my fingers that it comes this month, because as soon as it comes, I'm reading it. Oh, and I also am doing a reading vlog for this, but I was going to read it no matter what, which is Some Kind of Perfect by Kristen Becker Ritchie. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of seeing this in the TBR videos. Trust me, I am too. Like I said, completely 100% planned on reading it last month, and then it didn't deliver. So, and you guys may be like, well, why didn't you just read the old cover? Because I want to completely highlight and annotate, and this is such a long book. This is like almost a 700-page book. So I want to tab and annotate my new copy that goes with the rest of the Addicted Cowboy books. This is one of my most anticipated reads, and call me picky, but I refused to read this book until the paperback came out. So I waited and waited for literal months ever since I saw Haley rave about this book, like one of her favorite books of all time, and I was like, okay, cool, cute. I'm not reading that until it comes out in paperback because I don't really like hardcover. So you guys probably already know what this book is, but that is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I just love yellow, and I wanted the paperback, so I got it. And also I'm like living and dying for this aesthetic. I cannot wait to read this book. I've been waiting for literal months, so I'm so happy that I have this. There's a dog on the back. Next, I have Meet Me Halfway. This is another book that I saw on Book Talk. Like, you guys know when people post like the little like scenes, like a screenshot from the book, post it on TikTok, and then you look at it and you add it to your cart and buy it based solely off of like one paragraph of the book. Hopefully you guys do that too, because if not, maybe it's just me, but I don't know why when I was like looking at my books that are unread, I was like, yeah, I want to read that one. The very last book that we have for this video is my Mariana Zapata's book pick for this month. it's just something that I do. I don't know why. I try to read like a Mariana Zapata book each month. I don't know why. But this month's is Under Lock. I've heard amazing things. This is some people's like favorite book of the whole entire series. Also, do you guys see how it is not 700 pages? This one I've heard is not as much of a slow burn. So this will be refreshing for me because sometimes Mariana Zapata's books are hard to read, not because they're bad, but because I'm like, slow burns aren't my favorite, but I love Mariana Zapata's books, but not because they're a slow burn, but because I love her books. Those are all of the books that I have on my radar for this month. I have started to let myself have a little bit of leeway because like I said, sometimes it could be like very miserable to be like, oh, these are the books that I have to read this month and I can't stray away from the TBR. I have to make sure that all of these books are read before I can even read another one. It's like, no, reading is enjoyable, so you can read whatever the frick you want. So that's what's going on up in this noggin. You guys don't want to know anything else that's going up in that noggin because that's scary. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, do all of that YouTube stuff that you guys know how to do. And with that being said, I will see you guys when I see ya. Peace.